Hello, we are here for the first lesson of a new set of videos. They are dedicated to SprutCAM. It's a CAM software, and in, I hope, 49 lessons, we are going to see about this program, all the features, examples, and I truly hope also that nice explanations to help you grow on the use of this software. Anyway, if you need any clarification, if you have any question or need any help about any feature of the software, we have our contact in the last part of each of the videos. And if you go also to our web page and so on, you have all the contacts necessary to reach us and to have our support. So SprutCAM, we are inside the software. This is the interface of the program, and today our lesson is called Introduction to SprutCAM, where we will speak a little about what is the software, what we can do with the software, and a couple of basic and general ideas. So first, let me highlight that this version 12, it's a new generation, and this generation works directly with imported CAD data, which did not happen in the past. Where in the past we import CAD data inside, and then it was needed to make an approximation or triangulation of the geometry, and the toolpaths were created on top of that mesh that was created. Now we can import directly the CAD data, and the toolpaths are created on top of the CAD data. So it's much more efficient, it's much more accurate, and the general quality of the result is much higher. I think it's a very nice improvement of the system. The software can have various complexities, from a very simple thing to a very high complexity model, and we can do several types of operations from 2D or 2-axis to lathes, 3-axis, 4 or 5-axis, combinations of milling, turning, and other possible processes that we are going to see along these videos also. Saying this, I would like to highlight also a couple of important features of the system, a couple of them, and seen on a very basic idea. So first one, easy of use. So it's very easy to use. We will have the opportunity to do it in these next lessons. It's very well organized. So you see that it has this tab on the left side, a couple of icons on the right side, a menu with some with this toolbar with some icons to reach some options, and we have these 3 tabs that allow the access to different things. Geometry in this one called model, the toolpaths and the addition, creation of the toolpaths in this machining, and finally simulation, where we can simulate what is going on. Another important thing, we have the capability to import many different formats. So when we import, we have a lot of formats. So you see from IGES, STL, I'm highlighting the main ones, per solid, steps, and some of the others less known, SW, SolidWorks. So a couple of I would say the majority of the formats that are used in this industry. We have also some capabilities of 2D drafting, so we can have possibility to draw in terms of 2D. We have functions for that. We will show you how also. On the machining cycles, we have a lot of different things, so we have many different types of operations. So let me show briefly all of these things. So roughings, finishings, rest machining operations, auxiliary operations, so it's never-ending set of operations that are possible to do inside. Another important topic called the actual workpiece state. So in terms of simulation, when we simulate, and I will use something quite fast. Let me stop this. So in each point in time, we can see the actual state of what is being done in terms of the toolpath. So I think it's a very important thing. A photorealistic simulation with collision detection, which is basically also this thing that I'm showing. And the possibility also to make the post-processor of the toolpaths where we can also create specific post-processors, adapt to each controller, to each machine, and which can output what we want. So basically with this program, with SprutCAM, the user can have trust and can be confident to undertake fast machining of very accurate parts, even that are, if they are very complex models, or for simple engraving or pocketing or whatever. The user can do this in any type of material, because we can deal with the parameters also to configure whatever we want. About system requirements, so in our theoretical lesson, which you can find in our Area 51 reserved space in our website, we have a table that shows which are the requirements. So we have a minimum configuration that we say this is enough, and we have a recommended one for large projects. So I would recommend you to see those informations so that you can adapt also your PC to the type of work and parts that you may have. Another important information on that same place, it has to do with what we call the base configurations. So SprutCAM is deployed in several configurations, and they differ a lot in terms of machining cycles that are available. So, for example, we have something called SprutCAM Pro, SprutCAM Master, SprutCAM Expert, and so on. There are a lot of modules, and each one of these has specific configurations in terms of modules and options. Being SprutCAM Pro the most complete version, which contain all the operations of 2D, 3D, engraving, cutting, turning, EDM, and 2 to 5 axis equipments. So it's very complete. More things about this. This is sent to customers as a standard package. In the past, we had a CD, we had some documentation in paper format, so no more. Everything it is sent now through internet, through a cloud, through several ways. Documentation in PDF format. So all the licenses are done by electronic key or a password, so the world is also changing in this area, because everything now it's much more easy and with less costs also, with less paper, with less complications to send this through mails or whatever. There are a couple of more informations, specific ones that I would not think them as interesting for this introduction to SprutCAM. It's a little more specific. You can find a couple of lines about program installation and how to launch the software in this theoretical part. So I think it's not very interesting to speak about this. So, lesson 1 done. It's a global presentation of the system. I hope that these topics that we've mentioned are interesting. As I said in the beginning, any question, any specific thing that you may want to see, or that was not so clear in this conversation we had, so give us a contact. We are here to give you all the necessary support for your questions.